When trail riding and wild camping, packing light is everything, and this Oxford micro tent might just be one of the stealthiest, compact, lightweight, comfortable tents that you can get your hands on right now. I'm going to break down what works, what doesn't, and whether this tent deserves a spot in your setup. Now, full disclaimer before we get into it, Oxford sent me this tent for the Spain-Wales trip that we're doing later this year. So I've not paid for this product, but I just want to say a massive thank you to Oxford. I'm so grateful, and I just think it's great that you are supporting smaller channels. Now, packed down, this thing is tiny. As you can see in my hands right now, it's about the size of a loaf of bread. These are 3 other tents that I've taken all over the world now. This is a pop-up tent from Decathlon. That's the size of it with that. This is a 2-man tent from Eurohike. And that's just a desert tent on the end. As you can see, it's far, far smaller. It weighs 2.5 kilos. It's big enough to sleep 1 rider and kit. It's flame retardant and obviously waterproof. And the material that it's made from is super durable. And what I would argue is that if I was to remove this tent now from this packaging on the outside and just shove it into, say, one of my soft saddlebags, and just shove it into the bottom of there, I think you could easily get this thing packed down even smaller, put the poles separately, tiny little packing, done. It's ideal for trail riding. Okay, should we get this thing up and see how it looks inside? I'm gonna stick up the pop-up tent first and show you how quickly this thing goes up, the size of it in comparison to this, just to give you an idea against another tent. Now this thing is super, super quick. Take it out the bag, spread it out, literally pop it up. The only issue with this tent is that it was great for Europe on a Royal Enfield riding the road, but it's so big and so heavy, I think it's about 5 kilos, and the poles don't come out, that you would not want to carry it on the trails. That is the pop-up tent. Put a few pegs in, job done, peg this side, peg that side, it will literally stand up on its own. Takes under 30 seconds. I've had this thing up and down in under 30 seconds before and after thunderstorms in Europe. Great tent, just too big for what I want to do. Here's the Oxford tent. Now, the only downside to this tent is that it doesn't come with instructions, so I'm still kind of figuring it out. But I think give me a couple of days out on the trails, putting this thing up and putting it down every day. I'll have this thing up and down in under 3 minutes. Should we see how long it takes me right now? I'm gonna leave this video real time. Let's go. Okay, let's set the scene, all right? There's a thunderstorm coming over. Not the best scenario for camping, but it's thunder, lightning, massive black clouds. You're in the middle of the mountains somewhere. I don't know where, let's just say Spain. And you need to get this thing up to keep all your kit dry. Okay, these poles are fantastic. There's 3 poles, one middle one that's kind of a bit bigger, which is this one, but they fold down to literally nothing. Come on, the clouds are coming over. Let's get this thing up. Here's my question, is it faster to rush or is it faster to go really slow and controlled? Take your time, not rush it, and actually think about what you're doing. I don't know the answer to that, but obviously this is a test. This is a rush to see how fast I can actually get this thing put up. Okay, that's the middle pole in. 2 smaller end poles, as you can see, absolutely tiny. Clip into either end of the tent, like so. I think that's how it goes. Oxford, if I'm doing this completely wrong, please do feel free to email me or just comment in the comments below and correct me on if I'm just completely butchering this for you. Okay, that's that done. Now, okay, the pegs are super, super durable. So what I tend to do, the past 2 times I've done this thing now, is peg either end out just to get it stood up somewhat. And then I peg these bits out. Okay, come on, the storm is upon us right now. We need to get the kit inside, keep it all dry. Okay, we're almost there. Come on, come on. This could be totally wrong, who knows? I hope not, but at least it's up somewhat. Bam, the tent is now up. I don't know how long that actually took me, but it's up and it looks pretty damn good. I mean, I'd happily be in there right now if a storm was coming over. Yeah, no idea how long that took, but like I said, I think give me a few days on the trails doing that every day, I could have this thing up in under 3 minutes and down, packed away in under 3 minutes. That's great. And as you can see, it's a very kind of discreet tent. If I was wild camping right now, the sun's just setting, it's dusk, behind some trees, get the tent up, put your kit in there for the night, wake up in the morning at sunrise, get it down. No one's gonna know you've been here. Super discreet, small, but also big enough to put your kit inside, which is what I'm gonna get into right now. I think the door, yeah, the door's here. We'll go inside now, we'll chuck some kit in there and see how much stuff actually fits. This door, I think, from what I've gathered so far, clips back to a clip on the inside to get it out of the way. I assume there's a better way of doing this, but for now, just to get it out of the way, clip it there. This inner door has this mesh, so obviously you can have this outer door open if it's hot. That keeps the bugs out, great. And then the actual inner door itself opens all the way, like wide open. It's a big door, and that is fantastic for getting your kit in. I mean, the whole door is wide open, the length of the tent right now, which is great. There's plenty of space in there. There's probably enough space to sleep 2 people. Obviously, we'll be using it for rider and kit. I've mentioned the instructions. That's not really a downside to this tent because the tent itself is great so far. The only real downside is, and this comes with space, obviously, it's a small tent for a reason, but there's no space here outside really to store any wet kit. So if you come off the trails and you're soaking wet, covered in dirt and whatever, you might be leaving your kit outside or backing it up or whatever and sleeping with it inside your tent. Okay, welcome to the inside of my micro tent. Okay, first of all, we're gonna pack it with the Krieger tail bag. Fits in nicely. We've got 2 Rhino Walk saddlebags, which I won't be using in Europe because these actually broke in Wales and so did Max. So unfortunately, those are no good, but it gives you an idea of space. Those fit in quite nicely. Sleeping bag, I'm not going to undo it today, but that would go down here with the ground mat, no problem. Let's just imagine the boots are kind of clean and dry, so those would fit in about there, I guess. The helmet could go up here on there. We've got the body armor coming in. We've got my jacket. Then we got some knee pads. Is this picking up on camera? Okay, yes it is. And elbow pads, which could just sack on there, I guess. Okay, that is the tent loaded. So I'll have a sleeping bag and ground mat down this side. I've got a helmet, tail bag, saddlebags, jacket, elbow pads, boots, body armor, rucksack, knee braces. I'll also have a tank bag in here as well and a few other bits, but that'll be it. And it fits snug. I mean, it's fine. Now, I'm actually gonna get in the tent and just give you an idea of how long this thing is. That's my feet right at the end. And then this is my head. Just for reference, I'm 6'1". I have got some space. It's definitely tight, but it's better than a coffin tent like the bivvy tent in Wales. There is more space. I can't sit up. I mean, I can sit up just about. My head's on the roof. So there we have it, the Oxford Micro Tent. It's not luxurious, but that's not the point. And if you're on this channel watching this video, looking for luxury, you're probably in the wrong place. But I really highly rate this tent. It's lightweight, compact, and just the ease of use is all I need. It's a place to sleep, a place to store my stuff. I'm not going to be spending much time in here, so it's perfect. If you've got your own tents that you use across the trails that are lightweight and similar to this, I'd love to hear more about them. Please do put it in the comments below. And obviously, if you want to see this tent in action, me and Mac have a few more trips planned within the UK within the next 2 months before Spain and France. And then in October, we'll be going to Spain, to Santander, and you can see this thing in actual action out on the trails properly, wild camping across Spain and France in October. So do hit the subscribe button to see some more. Let's get this stuff packed down. Shouldn't be a problem, it's super easy.